Hello everybody! In this video I would like to show you my version of the chicken tower. It's an easy to build, easy to operate, and it's nice looking too. It'll keep you swimming in eggs and can also be automated for meat and feather production as well. So without any further ado, let's upgrade those hammers and start building. Before starting on our project, let's go over the basics of how this tower works, along with a little bit of chicken science, mainly their hitbox size. The chicks have a slightly larger hitbox than the hens. Adult hens will fall through a 1 by 1 meter square hole, while baby chicks will not. If you add a 1 meter beam as edging along all 4 sides of the hole, the hens will not fall through, but the eggs still will. Also, there is a population limit of 10 chicks, hens, and/or eggs within a 10-meter radius. Hens will eat, but will not lay eggs if the population is too high. Like here we have 8 hens and 2 eggs on the ground. We pick up the eggs, then they start breeding again. And knowing that, we can set up our hen boxes, which are just 1 by 1 by 1 meter cubes, with beams on all 4 sides of each hole. I also discovered that the boxes can be triple stacked, and the hens on top can actually reach the food below for a more compact and efficient design. And now for the construction. If you don't mind the way the towers look, you can simply build these on 8-meter stilts. The important thing is that the floor is a minimum of 10 meters above the ground height. I like to go 12 meters just to be on the safe side. I'll start by digging straight down 8 meters and adding cordwood posts to gauge the height. I'll make the bottom of the hole 4 meters wide and however long I need to fit my stairway down. In this case it'll be around 12 meters. And sometimes plans change and edits happen. I should have checked first to see which way the cardinal directions lined up, but this is easy to fix and we'll just change our sketching and come back to it. And now that we've readjusted our plan, we can get back to it. I want to put down 8 meters of core wood as a gauge. And I want to dig it out just so I can see the bottom of that post. Now I want to readjust the post so it's in the bottom corner. And then to that I want to snap a foundation. Make it about 2 wide. And then from here we're going to extend this out so it's about 12 meters deep. With the basement done, I'll need to adjust the cordwood sketching so that the floor lines up with the basement. This is going to be a 6 by 12 meters and trying to keep it as centered as possible. And now we want to add a stone foundation just so it's on the outside. Help cover up the whole edge. And using ironwood poles, we're going to go up 8 meters on each corner, and we'll go ahead and cover it up with tarwood posts. And here we're just going to add some dark wood beams all the way around to support the second floor, about 4 meters high. I'll start on the second floor, but on each end we want to use a 1 by 1 floor as a spacer, because we want 1 meter space on each end. And now we're just going to add dark wood beams all around the top. And now we'll add 1 meter beams on all 4 corners just like this, and at each beam joint on both sides to give our roof a 1 meter overhang on all 4 sides. And to frame the roof, I like to use angled beams on the outside of each end and angled walls for the inside for a more finished look. And I repeat this step on both sides. And now we just fill in our roof with the appropriately angled roof tiles of your choice. And now we'll fill each end in using walls and half walls. Now we need a temporary snap point to give us a 1 meter space. And the spaces we're not going to put chickens, we will fill in. And it's very important that our 1 by 1 meter nesting boxes has a 1 meter beam along each edge. Otherwise your chickens will fall through. I've had that happen several times. And it's not fun fixing it. Using 1 by 1 wooden walls to make the sides of our breeder boxes, stack them 3 high and make sure to place beams on the back and the sides, leaving the front open for now so we can toss our eggs in later. And I like to use 2x2s as temporary flooring for hatching the eggs. Makes it easier to delete later. Now we just add our eggs. We'll make sure we have beams across the fronts. And because I like to see what's going on inside, I like to use the iron cage walls for the fronts. And now we just repeat for the other side. Okay, now our eggs are in place, and before we go ahead and light the fire to hatch them, I'd just like to say that by far the hardest part of this build is getting the little yellow chickens to stay in their cubicles, because they are such escape artists. So what I did was added 3 layers of wooden walls to all 4 sides of all the boxes, and usually that does the trick to keep them in if you're having issues. And also to prevent smoke inhalation damage to your newly hatched chickens, if you don't vent your fires, you might want to put some baffles up to keep the smoke away from them. And after an hour and a half, the chicks will have hatched and grown into hens. Now we can remove the temporary walls and see how we did. And a few did escape. It's not a big deal though. Just keep hatching the eggs in the empty boxes until they quit escaping. And this took me about 4 hatching cycles to get them all caged. And it can be a little frustrating. You just need to have a little patience, that's all. So now we can just go ahead and break out our temporary flooring. can see that our hens are all sitting in place. And now to fill in the walls. I like to use half walls and full walls. And I also like bay windows, so I'm going to add one on each side. And the important thing to remember is to make them bat proof. You don't want to hatch your eggs again just because of a bat raid. Now for each side, the chickens get a 2x2 meter floor placed at their level. Then we'll go ahead and finish that off with half walls. Now if you want, you can put stairs in. I'm going to use a portal this time. Now here we want to floor in the center part, leaving a 1 meter space on each end for the eggs to fall. And now we'll just fill in the walls on the first floor, leaving an open archway in the centers. And now cover up the area where the eggs drop. On one side we can add the portal going up, and over here we can add another portal going down. So we'll just add some walls part way down just for looks. One side's just for eggs. So that's all we're going to do there. This side is going to be the automatic side. Here we're going to add a couple of temporary half walls. And in the back we're going to add one row of 1 meter floors for the eggs to land on. So I just time traveled from the future to make a slight edit here, as some of these eggs were falling off this ledge and hatching underneath, which we do not want. So I'm going to go ahead and make a solid foundation underneath here. Just like that. Now we want to place an iron gate like that. Then we want to open it. Same with this side. Here we want to place some cage walls. We'll go ahead and line our puffer fish at the bottom. There. Now our baby chickens, they can traverse this 1 meter space and not fall through, but the adult hens will. And if people need a little coaxing, you can always use those iron gates to push them through a little bit. Go ahead and add our heat source for hatching. We want to have it far enough on this side though so that we do not get the warm buff over here, because we do not want these eggs to hatch. Just these ones. Go ahead and add our portal. And now that our hatching and dispatching center is fully functional, it's time to get things started by feeding our chickens. The raised platform is the perfect distance from the hens. Just walk up to it and throw food at them, and it will land right in front of them where they can reach it. They will eat a whole range of foods: carrot seeds, turnip seeds, onion seeds, as well as beech and birch seeds, dandelions, and barley. I also like to alternate the food as I throw it. That way the seeds won't auto-stack when they get low, which effectively shuts down 1 or 2 banks of breeder boxes. There. Now as the eggs keep falling. As long as you have a fire lit nearby, they'll continuously hatch and walk into the pufferfish. Sometimes they'll get out though. This is not a perfect system, and these guys are little Houdinis. And with this being in operation for about an hour, we have 133 eggs, 101 chicken meat, and 149 feathers. That's not too bad for an automated system, and it sure beats picking up eggs by hand in the barnyard. And here is our completed chicken tower. Since half of it is below ground, it'll fit right in at any Vikings village or farm build. And as long as you keep them fed and a fire lit, you'll end up with chests full of eggs, meat, and feathers in no time. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.